loves. I'm actually really excited for today's mini episode. So you're first going to listen to this short audio of mine, and then you're going to listen to the audio of my mentor, Jenna Black. So Jenna is my mentor. She's a psychic and a very talented business mentor herself. And I'm actually now, I think, entering my third month of our 12-month portal together. And so much has happened. And if you listen to the podcast or you follow me on Instagram, you have sort of got an idea around my journey. And recently, Jenna and I spoke about like how to really implement more of the divine masculine into my business. And like sort of immediately, I received this download to also ask her to sort of channel something or speak to you guys around my gift, around what it is that I actually do. I really feel like sometimes other people can explain it better than yourself. That's why I also really like sharing all these new testimonials with you guys, because oh my goodness, my clients can like the way they describe it's like, oh my goodness, I couldn't have done it better. And so I asked Jenna, and she sent me her audio this morning, and I was right away, I was like, okay, perfect, I'm gonna share this with my audience. So if you listen to Jenna and you're like, oh my goodness, I have been wanting to work with Soul for such a long time, but my mind kept interfering, this might be your sign. I mean, really, there is never a better moment than the now. Actually, there is only the now. There is nothing else. So trust your inner knowing, trust your inner feeling. If whatever I share with you, and if the voice of Jenna really unlocks something inside of you, listen to it. I'm really here to serve. I'm really here to help. I have one intake spot left for this week. You can claim it by going to sophieditmar.official on Instagram, or you can send me an email and just be like, hey, Soph, I would really love to claim that intake spot. Every intake I do is absolutely free of any obligations. I know a lot of coaches offer these free coaching calls, and then you just get trapped into this like call that you're sort of feel pressure to do something that you don't want to do. I do not do those type of calls. Really, the intake calls I do are really to investigate together. Is there a match? And is there any way I can serve you to get to wherever it is that you want to go? Even though you're not quite sure yet where you want to go, we'll make that crystal clear in that call. So I really encourage you to follow your heart, follow your spark, follow your inner joy. If you have been called and drawn to me, there's always a reason for that. And really, this is the moment to start following those dreams. They're there for a reason. So without any further ado, I'm gonna set you off with the audio of Jenna, and I wish you an amazing day. Love you so much. Bye.
Okay, love. Hello. So I'm going to record this audio for you around your request from me to speak to you what I see, what I feel in your work and your gifts. Okay, so I'm actually going to close my eyes and just drop in, and we'll see what comes through. Okay. So I'm being shown that when your clients come to you, they enter your space, and they've got this, I'm seeing like almost like a caged energy around them. So there's a constriction, a restriction in who they are being and in their power. So they are being infiltrated by outside external influence, and this is creating like this false barrier around them. And when you co-create with them, there is an energy of like immediate activation where you see these false stories and these limiting illusions in their field. And just through the activation of, conversation with them, of your guidance, these restrictions are released. So there's like an energetic illusion that drops to the floor. Like literally, I'm seeing it like fall away around them. And then there's this effortless flow for your clients moving forward. So this is one of your key gifts, right? Is the ability to release energetic restriction or energetic lag. Let your client literally drop it and like give it to God. And then there's this effortless flow forward. So the other piece that I'm seeing here is the activation of the higher timeline. So when the illusion or the veil is dropped, they can then see with you the higher timeline. But your gift as an oracle and as a priestess is to hold that vision and that power of who they are for them, even if they don't feel it yet. But they will, and they do move into that activation for you. So it's holding the higher timeline and the ability to stand neutral in that, even if they are wavering or wobbly in the energy of whether they are worth it or whether they can, create what they want. You just simply hold it with this like neutral, loving, unconditional energy. And in that, there's a safety. And in that, they also drop their walls. Even more layers of illusion and patterning and conditioning are just naturally released. So that's the next piece. And the final piece is the activation of their power. So they're showing me like a light turning on above your soul client. Like I'm seeing like these women coming with you, and there's like an activation light in their crown chakra. And this light then flows down into each chakra. So it's a remembrance light. It's a light of remembrance. It's a return to self, a return to their power, a return to their ancient wisdom, a return to their ability to create what they desire. And you do that by bringing through like unique codings and unique remembrances, and also the healing of the past lives to return them into who they've always been. So these are the 3 stages. It's the coming forward, it's the uncaging, it's then the steady holding loving energy around the higher timeline, and then it's this activation of their light and their soul power, and from that space like all is possible, right? So you do this quickly as well. They're showing me like you do this very rapidly, and that's also one of your key gifts to embody and speak to more, like really speak to the activation and the rapid ascension that happens in your field. Okay. I'm just going to tune in and see if there's anything else. Yeah, so they're saying as well to focus on and speak to your ability to communicate with your clients' guides, to communicate with your guides, that you're working as a channel, that you're working as a conduit, and that you're bringing like a different dimension to the work. Especially when we look at the 100K months, that you're helping them see what they could not see before. You're helping them receive messages that they didn't have access to before because of this illusion around them. So through the process of releasing that, the activation, the return to their power, they hear it from you, but then they also start to hear it in themselves. And that sets them up for years and years and years to come. So there's this ripple effect, there's a compounding effect, there's a higher return on investment for years to come through the activation of working with you for maybe only 6 weeks or 3 months or whatever it might be. It sets them up for the compounding effect for years to come. Okay, my love. I hope that serves you. I will speak to you soon.